Welcome to the Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors podcast, your home for the latest products and news in the shooting sports, hunting, and the great outdoors. And now, here are your hosts, Jake Coffin and Jason Westmoreland.
Hey everybody, Jake and Jason at you here, coming at you live from the Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors podcast.
That's right. Thanks, Kenny, for that awesome intro. We are here.
This is all new.
We survived, so this is new. So, man, today is the day of new things.
We for those listening on the podcast in your car, truck, wherever you listen to us, or you guys, us on the YouTube.
We are going on the YouTube. So we've had lots of people ask for whatever reason.
They want to see us.
They want to see us while we do this, and I'm like, there's a reason we do okay on the podcast.
We
and
only
we're not
got
on TV.
Only got a voice for radio.
Yep. But we sure appreciate it. So y'all spoke, we listened. So it is. There's not a lot of flair in the background here. You'll notice, but we're gonna fix all that.
Yeah, we're gonna decorate it. We're gonna upgrade it.
Like on the other side of the room, there's mounts and there's photos and
there's
everything.
stuff.
There's stuff, but
we're gonna work on reorganizing his office, trying to make it look better.
Or we need a new desk, like the layout different.
See, I have thought about that. We could build ourselves a pretty. It wouldn't be overly hard because I built a kitchen table for my house now.
Yeah.
But we have some of those big, thick boards from when we tore down the Parker house.
Yeah.
That would make a really cool.
It would. And then we can make it the exact dimensions and everything we wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm into that.
So maybe we're done with this. We'll do a little measuring, a little sketching.
I like
it
it.
out.
I like it. Sounds sketchy. I dig it.
We're no more sketching than we normally are.
So what else cool have we done today? We have, this is the first day.
We've
learning. Finally been able to do it. So, as you may or may not know, if you're a regular listener to the show, I believe this is actually episode 20. Something like that.
Something. Quite a few.
But anyways, we haven't been as consistent as we like. And we came back 3 or 4 programs ago and we're like, man, we're going to be super consistent.
Someone yelled at us on Facebook the other day.
I know.
That's its own story.
I hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but we've got enough dependable guys on the floor and everything to where now we have 1 day a week as a media day. So all day long, we're working on social media. We're working on podcast, all the good stuff.
Oh yeah,
especially social media. So now we have all the accounts linked up.
I just thought of this though. People really start tracking us in on the YouTubes because they can see us.
Yeah.
That they'll realize we record like 3 or 4 or 5 in a row because our clothes don't change.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Or we just always wear the same thing.
That's true.
We'll do wardrobe changes like at a concert. You just go out and change.
Dude, speaking of that, I am not too embarrassed to say this.
You gonna talk about T-Swift?
Dude, that Airs tour, the Disney video, she put on a show.
I came in a couple weeks ago. Samantha had it on, and I watched it for about 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
She's
her and my wife
heck
are
of a
Swifties,
performer.
through and through.
Yep.
And I wanted to hate on it, but I got into it.
Man, I was talking.
Which is the whole thing where she
last.
dives into the stage and disappears.
It's cool.
That's impressive.
I was talking to a young lady the night before last, and she just went to one of her concerts. Mm-hmm. She's got 2 more planned this year. She's going to New Orleans and Miami to see her.
That big money to see her.
No, and she's right up on stage. She's a real Swiftie.
Did she have to get them on the secondary, or did she get lucky?
I'm not sure.
I'd have to ask that question.
No, I didn't go in it too deep. So I think
because those secondary price tickets are ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what she did tell me that.
And here's, I thought about this as watching from my living room. That I don't know if I'd want to go to it live. Only because there's like 100,000 girls just screaming
because you're a
it out.
40-year-old man.
Hey.
You might stick out a little bit.
Probably. I'm the only guy sitting there looking like he's not having a good time.
Yeah.
But
I don't pay.
No, there's got to be other boyfriends there that just I'm just doing this for the girl.
No, with the cost of those tickets, that guy didn't get to come.
No.
you better
can you imagine trying to listen? Even if I was a big T Swift fan, you get that favorite song. And now there's 100,000 other people all singing off key, just screaming, crying to it, and just ruining my song there.
Oh, yep. That's when hey, You know how to sing solo? Solo, I can't hear you.
Or like my granddad always said, "Hey, whatever you do with that money? What money? That money I gave you for singing lessons."
Nice.
Ah.
Oh, what's the other one? Man, that voice. You sing tenor? Could you? You sing tenor 12 miles away? And you mentioned Facebook. Been some drama.
There's been some drama. We're kind of back, kind of mad. You know, here's the problem. I saw your point of the whole deal. So we got kicked off. And
For real. And
we got a 1-year ban, which is half of what Trump got. So we're doing something right.
apparently.
But I hate you're that double-edged sword. You want to say, screw it, we're not coming back. We're not going to do it, right?
Yeah.
But you can't because it's the number one site in the world.
Yeah, so many people,
And then that's the hard part about
to view us
social.
on air. Yeah.
The social breaks down by like the generations.
And you are at the mercy of the Zuckerberg on there for sure. So
Have we checked on Tom? Can he bring back MySpace? Maybe that was the problem. Maybe we left Tom behind, and that was the answer to it all.
I miss Tom.
He was everybody's
Have our
friend.
own little music videos and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So they unpublished our page. We were about 5 followers short of 11,000. We'd spent
a lot of folks.
7 years building it up, and
So hard.
they said because of our content,
It was something dumb.
we
Hate speech.
unpublished as hate speech because the bots, they go in, they see guns, they see
Keywords.
yeah.
And they don't. The bots don't read context.
Yeah.
They're just keying off of what someone's like put in for them to find.
So, and then when you challenge their decision, well, it's another bot looking at it. It's not like a human's looking at it. So that gets, anyways, it was kind of redundant, and they just yanked the page. So we started up another. Jake did. He went in, started up another one.
No, it's just Circle Star.
Now it's just Circle Star. And then we really doubled down on X, which used to be Twitter, Instagram, the TikTok. Now we're doing the TikTok.
We got a tickety talk.
And YouTube. So this will be our first video podcast that we published on YouTube. So super cool.
We appreciate the fact you're listening to us now. We've always appreciated you support us through the store. But I'm going to say, be a little patient with us.
Oh, yeah.
We are 40 or 75 years old here, and we're trying to learn the technologies.
Where's my Ovaltine? Yeah, we're getting there. And I get it now. Looking back, like my dad would come over to ask me to do the simple, like program a remote or something like that.
You just don't want to.
You've learned so much crap throughout your life, you don't want to learn anymore. No. You're like, you know why? I'm going to learn this and it'll be obsolete in 2 years. So get a young person to do it for you. So, but I think we can figure this out, and we love y'all's suggestions and everything else. So
we're going to make it happen.
we're making it happen, and we are getting all kinds of cool video equipment and stuff to start going on our hunts and our trips, because we want to show y'all what we are blessed to experience, and we get to see some cool stuff, and there's some pretty funny moments mixed in too. So, this is exciting. So on today's podcast, what are we talking about?
Our big event.
Our big event, St. Porktrick Day, and it was epic.
Every year it has gotten better, and I say it every year. Is I don't know how we're going to top this one. Like I was super nervous going into this
you
one.
were nervous. I was nervous.
Outside of weather, that last year we paired it with the grand opening, and we had such a huge crowd. And we keep putting additional pressure on ourselves because we're making it bigger and better. More and more people, and we got more and more people involved.
Awesome.
And that's where really, you want the crowd to have a good time. You want to have a good team turnout. All the manufacturers that showed up, you want to make sure. I mean, some of them flew all the way down here from Pennsylvania. You want to make it worth their time and money. And we hit a home run. We did good.
We did, and it's all due to the volunteers, the Brittany Beeston. She is a beast, dude. She got all these great sponsors, and so many sponsors in the community wanted to support it, because we're supporting. Every year we try to do it to a different cause. This year was the Anderson Volunteer Fire Department. Awesome group of people. Appreciate each and every one of them. And dude, when they came to help, they didn't just their hands weren't in their pockets. They were hustling
Every time.
Whether it was parking or weighing pigs or greeting people or selling tickets, or there was always something. They made sure everybody who walked through the doors before they got there felt welcome, and that's what made it such a success. We had
And they were very representative of our community too, because it wasn't just the adults. I mean, their kids were involved, their friends were involved. They called people. I mean, they absolutely when they said they'd be here to help out, they showed up. It is
definitely a family ordeal. All our kids were running around helping, pushing merch, and just couldn't have been any better. We were so proud. In the store, we had a bunch of, other than our regular people, we had Jason Chansey from Night Force. Mm-hmm. He was back there. We had Frank from Sports South.
Yep. We had Trevor from Vortex. We had the guys from Horizon.
Yep. They all behind the counter, answering questions, helping out. And they don't have to do that.
No.
But they want to be a part of it.
And I got to give him credit. Oh, you had Tabor from Ruger back there.
Oh, well, Tabor's next level. He was everywhere all at once.
But, these guys, they get paid by who employs them, like everybody else, right? So whether it's Vortex or Night Force or Horizon or XYZ.
Yeah.
But they fell in with the rest of the guys. Like, hey, can I see this Walther? Okay, cool. I saw them selling stuff that wasn't theirs.
They were.
Oh, they tried real hard to steer you to what they sold.
They were whipping out those 4473s and then come and get any of our regular guys. And our regular guys, oh my God.
I kept trying to get Jason to sell Vortex just for fun. Hey, Jason, can you show this fella that Vortex in the scope? And he just look at me. And Trevor's like, I'll take it.
That was so cool. Our guys, it's a hard event on all of us because it's some late nights, early mornings, and it is go. And everybody showed up and showed out, man. It was cool. So appreciate everybody involved that made it the success it was. And that was just inside the store. And there was some funny stuff going on inside the store. My favorite, James Busa.
Oh, absolutely. That dude's still on cloud nine. It's almost a month later, and he still hasn't come down from this.
So he, for those of you who don't know, James is one of our regular customers that comes in all the time.
For a long time.
And he likes just to look, don't get me wrong, he buys stuff.
Yeah, but he likes to come by and just say hi.
Friend.
And that's
he's a good friend.
He's the perfect example of what we cultivated all over the years is you don't have to buy nothing. Just come by and say hi.
Yeah.
If you drive by swinging, tell us what's going on in the world, say hi. That whole general store, feed store kind of idea, you know?
And that's what we want. We want to have a relationship with everyone because, that's what makes work fun. Like, hey, did you get to go hog hunt last night? Did you, did you hit that 1,000-yard target? Just knowing what's going on in the industry and in our community is super cool. But Ruger came up with the idea, which Ruger sponsored the event. They were definitely a headline sponsor. They made it possible. And they said, hey, let y'all decide. Keep it a secret. Put one gun on the wall. Don't tell anybody what it is, and put the price in the system at 1 cent. And when somebody purchases it,
make a big deal.
They won't know until right then.
Yeah. Surprise.
And it of all the people it could have been, that was funny.
So what's funny about it, and because I was heavily involved in this, and there's only 3 of us that do.
Yep.
Because we had to decide what we were going to do. We wanted to keep it. We figured Ruger was a little too on the nose. but Ruger owns Marlins. Yep. It's a little subtle, but it's still popular. Something somebody'd want. So we just chose a Marlin 3030. Good old classic.
Yeah.
Right. Wood and blue, pretty but brand new. Ruger's doing a great job making these things. Their attention to detail is second to none.
Yeah.
But the day's going along. No one's really paying any attention to it. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. I'm having a little fun. And I'm doing my thing. And I'm giving it to people. Like, hey, have you seen the new Marlins?
They'll put it in their hands. Hey, what do you think of this?
You know what? There's nothing better than a good 30-30. Check this one out. And I put it in no less than 15 different people's hands. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's pretty nice. And they put it back on the wall. And in my head, I'm just laughing. But it turns out James came in first thing that morning and looked at it. I had no clue.
Really?
No clue. And so I'm over there, and I literally take it from a lady's hand because I was trying to get her to get it because I knew the winning one. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, this thing's got to sell.
Yeah.
And I'm really kind of pushing hard with some of the hints. Like, hey, this would be a great gun to get. They're great deals.
Yep, I saw you.
And nobody's picking up on it. And maybe explains that my flirting game too in college. Anyways, just not very good.
Not very good. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm too subtle with the hints. But so James comes by, and he's got. Are the Urbanowski's family? Or are they friends?
They might be
Somewhere in there.
They're somewhere there. If they're not,
Anyways,
they're not family.
They come in
close enough.
And James goes, "Hey, how much is that marlin?" And I go, "Well, you know what? For you, James, always good. I'm in a great mood. We've been selling some stuff." I said, "I'll do that cash out the door for you. Price tag out the door." And he's like, and the Urbanowskis were with him and said, "You just kind of goad him along." And he's looking at his wallet. His wallet looks like George Costanza. It's like 9 inches thick. He's got every receipt he's ever had. He's trying to figure out how much money he's got in there and whether he can afford it. And they're trying to goad him into getting, "James, you need it." And
if y'all want to picture what this guy looks like, he is the stereotypical old rancher.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything about him.
Everything about him.
Like,
But I finally said, "You know what?" And I think I told Boogie. I said, "Boogie, just give James that 4473. I'm gonna go get the box." And I just made it happen.
Yeah.
Kind of. We don't do the high pressure thing, but I got a little pressure in this, and so.
When he walked past me to you when you were down there, he goes, "Screw it, I'm gonna do it." I'm like, nice.
I think you've been outside enjoying some of that free beverages we had.
Oh yeah. Well, that loosened
but so we he goes to ring it up and the Urbanowskis behind him is like, "Man, wouldn't this be funny if this rang up as a penny?" Because people have been trying to figure out which one it was. And so I said, "All right, James, I don't know what the gun cost, $1,000 or whatever." And I was like, that's $1,000. And he's like, "All right," he hands it over. And I was like, wait, hold on. I forgot to put your good buddy discount in there. And I kind of smashed around and I was like, "Oh, I got too much. You got an extra penny in your pocket?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, cool. Well, I'll just give you your money back and I'll take that penny because you want it for a penny." Yeah. We screamed it real bad.
Everybody went crazy.
And he just no clue. Like it didn't register.
Oh, he's just smiling. He's like, "What?" He's holding money in his hand. He couldn't.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, like if all of a sudden like balloons would fall and like confetti cannons would go off, like that was James' head right there. And he just kept like just kind of back and forth with it, just like I don't know what's happening, but I'm really excited about this.
Everybody was excited,
and I bet he came in and shook our hand no less than 20 times.
Absolutely. Well, for every day for a week after that, he kept walking in. He's like, it's like, write a letter to Ruger or something because they're the ones who set it up. But
the last I heard, I think he's supposed to bring it back. He wants to get it like engraved or something. That like commemorate it for the event.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I said, "Man, you bring it back. I'll figure out where I can." I said, "I won't do the metal. I have a rule against engraving metal unless it's like pretty scroll work." Yeah. But I said, "We'll go get that stock laser etched for you or something. Make it cool."
Absolutely. Well, when Tabor with Ruger told me the idea, I didn't quite get it at first.
Yeah, we were at the Dallas Safari Club.
Yeah, we were at the Dallas Safari Club, and he was talking to us about it, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever y'all want."
Yeah, cool. I mean, you're paying for it, fine by me.
And then as it was explained a little bit more and everything, I was like, "That's cool." And it was better than we could have ever anticipated.
And Tabor really didn't want it necessarily like he said any gun.
He did. He kept reiterating it doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to be a Ruger product.
Yeah,
but it's you help headline the event. We'll make sure your gun sell.
They did. Yeah. It was cool. And then we had a gun giveaway every hour. Mm-hmm. At least one gun. There was a lot of guns given away. And
all in all, if you included the
golden ticket gun.
Let's see. If you do the golden ticket gun plus all the not the door prizes, the raffle items.
Yeah.
Because we took some of them, we made like little packages because like one company would give something like a Stanley Cup, another one would give like movie tickets. So we kind of made packaged them. But if you took every individual donation, it was almost 120 different things were donated by local companies or some of the big ones like Ruger.
Yeah.
To help make this event happen. Everything from
how far have we come? Like people take us seriously. Like, hey, we're going to host this and we're going to try to raise some money for and we could say how much we made because this won't be published tonight. So tonight we are going to the Anderson Volunteer Fire Department and
we're going to give out that big check,
presenting them with a big goofy check for a little over $20,000.
That's a lot of. That's 4 times more
than we did last
than
year.
we've ever donated.
Yep. And last year when we were doing it for Todd Mission, I think we actually made $4,200, and then we threw in the $800 just to make it
an even 5.
Yeah, make it seem cool. This one was, good God, man, it's so cool, and I cannot wait to see their faces when we hand them that check.
Yeah, they don't know.
Because, I mean, it's a volunteer fire department. That goes a long ways.
Well, and the big thing with that this year is they're like $36,000 in the red operationally this year.
Yeah.
Because they've had to get some new trucks and they've had some equipment to get crashed and they have to replace some stuff. And, they've been kind of stressing like, hey, hopefully some of these fundraisers we do will help pay off because, we got notes all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And this is going to eat up half of what they got to raise this year.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That takes a lot of weight off their shoulders, and a lot of people. I mean, when we say volunteer fire department, they are volunteers. They get up in the middle of the night when they get that call. They'll stay out there all night, and then they got to go to work at 6 a.m. I mean, and that's what they do, and they're passionate about it. And they love our community that much that they're willing to take that time out and make that sacrifice. And so I wish we could have gave them 4 more zeros on the back of it, but for our platform, where we are, what we did, I couldn't be prouder. Man, how awesome.
It is awesome. I'm very, very impressed by it. And the other thing that really impressed me from the event, and this made me proud, right? It made me proud of my community, is we had a lot of major manufacturers out there. We had Rebel's Edge, you had Dead Air, Silencer Co.
No, you start trying to list them all, you're going to be there, yeah.
There's H&K, Pulsar, AGM. There's others, but those are the ones jumping to mind. That these are major national
huge
brands, huge brands. They go to SHOT Shows, the NRA conventions, all these big events. And I had one of them pull me aside. He's like, "Hey, is it like this always here?" And I was like, and my mind jumped to the worst. I was like, is everything okay? He's like, no. I do thousands of these a year. I travel all over Texas and some other states. This is what I do for a living, and I've never been to anything like this. He goes, all my events, people show up for the free stuff and bail. Or they just happen to be here and they're like, hey, can I get a keychain or can I get some stickers or some swag? And they bail. He goes, I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. Half this crowd's been here since 8:30 and it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Yep. And they're all still here. And I can tell who knows each other and who doesn't. But all of a sudden, everybody knows each other.
Everybody becomes friends.
Yeah.
It's countries could be out here, man. And I love it.
And they said, I've never been anywhere that the crowd just connects this well. And they're just as nice and as friendly as they can be. They'd come and ask some questions. They'd go off for a while. They'd come back and hang out. They're just fun. He goes, I don't care what it takes. This is, for us, he goes, this is my account. No one will ever come back to this event but me. I'm here every year. I don't care.
And I heard that several times from, they just came up at the end of it and shook my hand. They're like, God, y'all, nobody else has anything like this. And I'm not patting myself on the back or anything because everybody else helped make it happen.
Yeah.
But dude, it was stellar. Stellar. Everybody had a blast. The band, Mike Donald, knocked it out of the park. We had the dance floor open. Good food. Had 2 different Masonic lodges, Navasota and Anderson cooking. And then, just big tent. So many sponsors that you couldn't even begin to tell them all. But we did have tons of free beer.
Yep.
Sodas, water, you name it. It was out there. Everybody stayed good and hydrated. It was just, and the Grimes County Sheriff's Office, they had a deputy here all day just making sure traffic was
Leo
good.
Scardino was here. Yep. But I'll tell you this, though. I do have one complaint.
Go for it.
I don't know how to fix it. It's kind of a problem.
Setting it up.
My parking lot stunk for like a week. And it's not normal for us. We're in Anderson, Texas, right?
Yeah.
For about springtime is we kind of go from that shift of our year where, you'll get a north wind for a while, then a shift to the south as we start to warm up. But for this year, we had a little cold front blow through. That wind shifted from the north, And we brought in so many pigs and weighed so many pigs, and so many pigs bled across the so for y'all haven't been here, north side of my parking lot's rock because concrete's crazy expensive. And so I can only do like half of this place. And it stunk so bad for so many days.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't, it's bad because, you get out of your truck, you get excited, you're like, oh, what's that smell? But that means we took that many pigs out of the local ecosystem.
Jake, smart guy Sunday morning, he was in the store facilitating all the customers.
Someone's got to be the face of the company, sir.
I dug through 800 plus hogs, moving up. Me and Dave and I. And
there you go. I was going to give Dave a shout out.
Dave is he's superhuman. Like, my back was giving out towards the end of the day, and we have Thomas Beeston. He's out there helping. He's a 16-year-old kid, and he's whooped too.
So let us paint this picture, right? So if y'all were ever for those that have been to the store, you'll know the north side of our parking lot. For those that haven't, Google us. Yeah. But we created this little, it's probably an acre over there or so that we have all rocked, and we have this big 14-foot skinning rack that you can, that's how we're weighing the pigs and stuff, right? Yeah. And so we kind of built a little circle drive through the cars that are parked, so you could swing your trailer through, and we could weigh the big pigs or count the longer stringer and all that. But imagine truck and trailer after truck and trailer just lined
up
with pigs.
I mean, when I say lined up, they were going all the way to the highway. Mm-hmm. And they were actually parked on the side of the street in the highway waiting to get in.
We actually at one point had to start stopping traffic north and southbound on 90 just so we could facilitate the ins and the outs.
Yeah. By 10:30 Sunday morning, there was so many pigs. I'm gonna err on the side of caution. 450 pigs in line at one time. Easy.
Yeah,
easy. I mean, shoot, more than that because we had 4 trailers that were following each other, two different teams.
They had 320 between the two of them.
Between the two of them.
Yeah, and
then all the other trailers, the backs of trucks. I mean, golly.
I said it was erring on the side of caution.
That's way there was a ton. And the smell?
Horrible.
I went out there.
It smells like pigs, but...
the fleas, the ticks, the creepy crawlies were in full effect. And
Dave said to throw those shoes away.
I did too. Yeah, mine were toast. And then at one point, I had heavy duty rubber gloves on, and they ripped. And at that point, you're like, screw it. And that smell from doing it all day gets in. You can't wash it off. No matter how many times you wash your hands.
It's all the way to the bone.
So I washed my hands, bleached my hands, did everything I could. Next morning, we go down to Cott's to have breakfast, and I ordered whatever I ordered. And my son, Jace, he ordered a side of bacon, and I wasn't paying attention to it. And when they came out, and said that, and I caught a whiff of that bacon. Exactly. I gagged. It was audible for everybody in there. And most people knew what was going on, and they thought that was pretty funny. But now, I've been invited out several times since then to go hog hunting, and something way against my character. I've said no, just because I didn't want to see another dead pig for a while. But now I'm back in full swing. There's too many of them. They're big, they're begging to be shot. They're taking over, right now, especially everybody's trying to get that first springtime cut.
Speaking of that, we need to have a conversation here, a little off air. They got a little opportunity for a place up the road for us. Not a bad little deal.
Cool.
A little quid pro quo, but nothing can't be handled.
I'm all about the hunting for sure. And then, of course, after all the weighing, and there was some big pigs. There was a good amount of pigs. Probably 20 that were over 280.
Oh yeah.
And then, which is a big pig.
And there's a lot of folks listening that aren't from necessarily right around here. 280 is a monster.
You hear the story, or people on the internet, they'll tag,
I got 400 pounder, 500 pounder, Hogzilla. No.
They're not going on the scale. Like three, if you can break 300, you've really done something. That would be like well into, that's a low fence 200-inch buck.
Yeah,
would be what it'd
that's
be
a 300
comparable to.
300-pound pig's a 200-inch whitetail.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And I would say the average pig, your average sounder, your average pig, 160 pounds, 140 pounds.
Yeah.
On the average. So you break 2, that's a stud. 300's a monster.
Monster. And the winner, the runner-up, they were in first place for a while at right at 307 pounds, 307 and a half, something like that. And then right there towards the end, the 310 pounds on the nose.
Yep.
Yeah. And they had 148 pigs on their trailer.
Yeah.
So that's what's amazing. And the one right before then, I got halfway through it and I was counting because they had 185. And I was like, how are we going to count all these pigs? Like, we're losing steam. We're trying.
Well, it was doing so good. We were like, okay, because they came in triple axle, 40-foot flatbed, just loaded down. The video's on the website. Or on, well, I guess are taken down. It's somewhere probably.
We'll keep sharing it.
Yeah. We'll go back and we'll repost some stuff.
It everywhere.
That, so we're like, okay, cool. Long stringer, done. Right?
So we didn't have to count it, which was
didn't have to count them. Not a big deal.
185 pigs. Nobody's going to.
And then all of a sudden, guy pulls in another 2 trailers. He goes, I got 142. And we're like,
148. So yeah, right in there.
And so we're like, okay, well, let's see. And then they both said, well, I don't think he's got what he has. Count him. I'm like, damn it.
No. And they just, well, and I went up and asked him. They didn't accuse each other, but they're, I was like, hey, look at his trailer. He says he has this amount. You say you have this amount. Do you agree with that? Well, you can see that he has that many pigs. And he did want us to audit them. And
which I get. There's money involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we were happy to oblige. Absolutely happy. Not thrilled to have to go through all the pigs, but that's what we're here for. We want to make this awesome and everybody feel good about it and sign off on it. So we got about halfway through his second trailer, and he's like, all right, I can see how many smaller hogs and everything are in there. Yeah, that's how I agree that he has that many. So allowing us to not have to count the second or third or fourth trailer, whatever it was, because good God, there was a lot. But we made it through, and it stank, and there was more people. I've never seen so many people gag. So we had all these spectators, right? A lot of them had never seen a wild hog.
And because of this, we're changing a little bit next year. But we'll get that here in a minute.
But more of them, and I mean, when I say we had a lot of spectators, we probably had 150 at the peak.
And that wind would blow.
As soon as they'd walk up, and it's like nobody's defenses were up. And when it hit them, like immediately.
So I was over at the gate trying to help direct traffic and kind of push people where they needed to go.
And avoid playing with the pigs.
Yep. And like the plague.
No, I don't blame you a bit. It was so bad. I got PTSD from hogs.
But there's a couple from not Galveston, but down that way somewhere.
Yeah.
We're driving by and they loop back around and they're like, hey, what's happening? And I kind of explained the whole deal. And she's like, I never seen a wild pig before. Can I get out? I was like, sure. I had this one little parking spot reserved in the front that way for what I was just calling looky-loos. Hey, I want to see it. I'm leaving. Yeah. I just saw this driving down the road.
Take some pictures. Yeah.
They got out about the same time a little gust of wind hit them, and she went, nope. She rolled her window back up, took a photo, and they left.
It was intense. And you would think after 4 or 5 hours of just being immersed in it, you would get used to it. No, never for a second. Like it was rough. And then because they've all got holes poked through them, and they're fairly fresh kills over 2 days, they get
a little ripe.
And they leak. And so as those trailers are leaving, they're leaving this pool that's the smell Jake was talking about. It's stained out there. Thank God we got a rain 4 or 5 days later. Good rain.
That's the only thing that saved us.
Ooh, it was rough. And then the flies smelt it, so they came in, and it was.
And then we had flies in the store because of it.
And it's not like the front door of the store is anywhere close to that. I mean, it's
that was
100 yards away. Yeah. But we did it. The big cutters were 2 3/4 inches.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like the way we talked about it a couple podcasts ago, but we had the main category was single biggest pig.
Single biggest. Then
you had longest. They said the heaviest 3.
Yep.
So your biggest 3 combined.
Right.
You had longest stringer, so most pigs, and longest cutters.
Yep.
So, biggest cutters was
2 3/4.
2 3/4 average. So we took each side, add them together, divide by 2. And those are legit cutters.
Those are, yeah.
A lot of people
Make you have a real bad day.
Well, a lot of people, see a pig skull, they'll pull them out.
Yeah.
And you can always tell because there's the white shiny part and there's like the black part. Well, the black part's been sitting down in the gum line.
Yeah.
These are from the gum line out. So that is a legit.
Yeah. If you were to Euro mount that pig, if you were to take all the flesh off of it, let it sit and pull it, typically it'll have another 4 inches inside there. So if you were to pull those, just imagine how massive they would be. Super intimidating pig, but
Very.
awesome.
And then, 185 longest stringer.
Yeah.
That's a ton of pigs.
It was. Heaviest stringer of 3, I do not remember the number off the top of my head, but it was.
It was over 800. They almost averaged 300 pounds a pig. I remember thinking in my head it was like 280, 290 a pig.
Yeah. Yeah. That's insane.
And then our biggest, 310.4, something like that.
Something like that.
Just a smidge over 310 pounds.
They get, and now everybody who placed in, they got a good prize, cash prizes and trophies.
Yep.
But the big pot was overall biggest pig, which was it was over $4,000. Yeah, but it seemed like everybody could care less about the money.
It makes sense. Money's money, right?
You could go make money,
but you can't get that 2024 buckle.
Those were some good looking belt
And
buckles.
the thing is, there was only 2 people on that team.
Father son.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, I want a buckle.
No, I was like, what are y'all gonna do? And they're like, we're each gonna get one to wear, and we're gonna have each one have one to display.
Okay.
Like, rock on, man. Proud for you. And that buckle catches some attention, and there's only one way to get it.
Gotta win
But
it.
you can go anywhere in the state of Texas, and somebody sees it, they'll be like, oh, you guys, y'all know what you're doing. And they did. So a great group of hunters too. So last year, I believe we had 25 teams.
I think that's right. That sounds right.
This year we had 37. We grew that much. So
This thing, I don't know where we're gonna put everybody next year. That's already our work. 365 days out.
we you know how we do it? We just
And see, here's my
roll
thought.
the dice.
That's
It's always
that's
never
next
do
year
anything
Jake's
intentional.
problem.
Yeah, that's exactly how we do it. We'll get there.
We'll figure it out.
It'll happen. Yeah. Golly, yeah. It's so dependent on the weather because we're parking people in cow pastures, and
Oh, the good Lord was watching out for us this year.
So Weather Girl scared a lot of people off.
They did.
Jake was picking on her about it, but
Hey, and if you're watching this, which I doubt
she's got better stuff to do than to watch this.
I 100% believe, but you gave me an offer to do the weather, I'm in.
He actually started standing up, and I grabbed him and
So
pulled
we
him
did a
back. I was
TV
like,
commercial for St. Porktrick's Day, and I was kind of giving a hard time because, they got the screen. I'm like, I can do this. Look, weather front's coming down from the west. It's going to meet a dry line from the east. It's going to rain over the weekend. I could do it.
I got to wonder how questionable they're like to allow us to go on live TV. That was
suspect to begin with.
and I had a good one-liner, and I kept trying to set it up, and I guess Jake was picking up on it because he kept shooting it down because it was borderline inappropriate. But it's live TV. How often are you going to get that chances? And speaking of, so they KBTX, our local station, they came back out to here to film a little piece, and so she came to me, and I'm like, I was wearing a shirt that said "That lasts though," but if you turned a certain way, it didn't. You couldn't see the L.
Yeah, you lose the L.
So I was like, I probably shouldn't be the one on here. Let me grab Jake. So Jake got up there. He started talking. She was interviewing him, and I got behind the camera and I was trying to crack him.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was working hard at it, just being a complete jackass behind the
Put
camera.
the cop face on.
And then, so I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. So I grabbed a full beer, and I walked behind him, which he had a backdrop behind him. So like nobody's walking behind him. It's kind of roped off. I walked behind him while I'm walking like Sasquatch, and I stopped, stared at the camera, and slammed the beer and walked off. And one of those moments, you got to take that opportunity.
Yeah, and it made the news.
Yeah. So I hope they come back out next year because God,
they will. They love us.
They're so much fun.
I'm going to get on the weather, though. Watch it. Circle Star hosts the weather.
Golly, I hope not. That'll go to your head. I'm a pretty weather girl.
Dude, I saw one the other day. I know exactly what I would do. that she normal top on. She had what looked like, imagine a tutu, but it looked like a cloud, and she was wearing green leggings. So when she was doing the weather, she looked like the little character from Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Looked just like it. So she looked So she looked like she was floating out of a cloud while she's doing the weather. I'm like,
that's brilliant.
That's it right there.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Oh, man.
I do it in reverse. It'd be no top, but just
God
legs
damn.
hanging out of a
Dude, you gotta
cloud.
blind everybody who watches that show. It's like, there's so much white. You can only take so much white.
I'd be the lightning bolts.
Yep. Ooh, that's what. Well, no, you got the ginger hair. It wouldn't work. I was gonna say shave a lightning bolt into your chest, but
yeah.
nobody see it.
No.
So next year, St. Porktrick Day, we're gonna do it bigger and better, and we don't know how.
But we're going to figure it out.
So what we're really wanting to do.
The good news is all the manufacturers here this year want to double down for next year.
Oh, that's a funny story of itself, because within 3 or 4 days after the event, all these manufacturers who've never come into the store before or talked to us, like they didn't just call, they like drove and flew in and walked through the front door, and they're like, "Hey,
Oh yeah, we're like,
nice to meet you."
So we are the nerdy girl from every like 90s teen movie. You know, they took off our glasses and now we're super hot.
Shook out our hair.
We took out our ponytail.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my gosh, you were hot this whole time." Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I mean, solid 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say 10.
I mean, we're a small town 7,
We're a small town 7.
big city 4.
Yeah. we're an Alaskan 10.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yeah. But what we're wanting to do, so Jake had mentioned we're going to do some changes next year. The biggest one came from all of our teams, all of our hunters this year.
They missed out on the fun.
For
they don't
one,
want to.
Saturdays when the big shindig is, when everybody's out here and we're partying. These guys hunt for 48 hours straight.
They're dead.
They're dead. Come Sunday, like they're sitting in their trucks, falling asleep,
They
waiting
got
for
that
us to finish.
1,000-mile stare.
They're exhausted, physically just done, and they didn't get to party with us on Saturday. So, at their bequest, we decided
Make it 24.
Make a 24-hour hunt. So, pulling triggers, setting traps, doing all that good stuff at noon on Friday. Weigh in by noon on Saturday. Get them all the bits and pieces done by 1 o'clock. And get the trophies handed out, and then they get out there, eat, party, get to tell, because so many people are here that want to hear the stories.
They do want to hear that. And then the other thing, we had a lot of folks come through asking when the pigs are going to get weighed in. We're like, well, it's really tomorrow.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, we want to, our kids want to see pigs. We want to see the pigs. So
yeah, maybe not smell the pigs.
maybe
but they
we
want
did
to see
it
the
too.
pigs. Yeah.
Something. We'll figure out a time. We got
a little while to figure it out.
We'll figure this out the day ahead of time, guys.
The other thing is,
worry.
so this was the 6th year, and every year prior to this, and including this year, we have chosen one community organization to benefit. And we're wanting, because it's not complicated enough, what we're really talking about doing is starting to do it starting up a 503c and making
a scholarship.
St. Porktrick Day scholarship.
Yeah,
So get
the Circle Star Scholarship for kids who are really, really good looking but don't know how to read so good.
Yeah, exactly. But we have so many awesome kids in our community that are really intelligent, but
we could build a school.
That school's too tiny.
It has to be twice that size. What is this? A school for ants?
But whose parents are either cattlemen or farmers and don't necessarily have the funding to go to whether it's a trade school or a college or whatever they're wanting to pursue. And I think it'd just be awesome because we're all about the kids, and I believe that the children are the future, and shine a light and let them lead the way. But no, I think that'd be super cool. It's going to be a lot of work, and because then it becomes a whole thing where we got to get like a board and all these, which it's got big enough. We need more than the mines here in these couple of offices.
The Hunger Games. We put all the kids who apply into like an arena. Give them all a paintball gun or something. Whoever's last standing gets the scholarship. Put it on TV. People can bet against it. There's money to be made there.
There could be. Yeah.
Thunderdome?
I'd be voting on Thomas Beeson. He's quick.
Oh yeah.
He nimble. He was the way he was going through those pigs. I was like, good God, man. And he does the whole track and field thing.
They gotta get Tina Turner out of here. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
I don't think that's a thing anymore either. But yeah, two will enter, one will leave.
It's such a so good, and it's also so bad at the same time.
It is so bad.
It's one that movie falls in that era of stuff that it's better as a memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, so I was talking to our general manager Daniel Evans, and he went. He saw Roadhouse, and he's like, "It is so effing bad."
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
like,
so bad.
It hurt my head, and I was like, "Hey, dude."
It started here and went down and down.
And I haven't watched it, but I looked at him and I was like,
down,
"Do you think the original one with Patrick Swayze was that good?" I was like, "When's the last time you actually went back and watched it?" I was like, "It's your
been a
memory as
long
a
time.
kid, because as a kid, it's awesome. You want Patrick Swayze out there just kicking butt.
Oh yeah,
and-
roundhouse kicks, and
Yes.
breaking pool cues.
But
hell yeah.
if you go back and watch it now, you're like, "Oh, this
Well,
wasn't the
one, I
best
don't know who
movie."
thought Colin McGregor was going to be a good actor.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Awful. And then here's the problem with it. I watched it, right?
I can tell.
So as you go
don't
through
blame
the
you.
fight scenes, instead of actually doing the fight scenes, like the punches are CGI.
Oh, and you can tell it?
Oh,
Oh, that's horrible.
obvious as day.
Why would you hire professional fighters and then,
Because Colin McGregor killed Jake Gyllenhaal.
dude, I would pay to watch that.
Yeah, the one time he doesn't like soft punch and he loses his shit and just whack.
Speaking of boxers killing each other, is the Mike Tyson fight still on?
That's all over the board.
Yeah, because I'm hearing it might not be now, and I just it's
That's
be a
not-
fight. I know it's
That's
all.
not the one I want to see.
Which one?
Zuckerberg, Musk.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently, I mean, I don't know. It could be AI, it could be deep fake.
Yeah.
But old Zuckerberg got jacked.
So he did. What's
I mean,
funny?
if I
What's funny about it? So he's been intensely training for years, right? Over a couple years, but then
Or he's a
come
robot.
out that Elon Musk has been like practicing jujitsu for 25 years, and he's like, "Come on."
right.
And I'm like, "Oh, I want to see it so bad."
That's true. I mean, if you had all his money and nothing better to do, why not?
What do you got to lose?
But there was that video. He was in, I don't know, Hawaii or somewhere. Zuckerberg was.
Yeah.
And was he trying to shoot a bow or throw an axe or something? And it was just awful.
I didn't see it. No,
It's so bad.
can't be good at everything.
He's throwing a spear. That's what it was. He's trying to throw a spear. And just like, imagine a nerd throwing a baseball or football, right? Just beep. It's awful.
Because nerds can throw spears. We've seen that in Revenge of the Nerds.
That's true.
Yep. They just have to fix the aerodynamics of it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
His patented limp wrist technique.
Yes, that's it.
Such a good
I remember this song. Yeah, so good. Oh, so next year, 24-hour contest. Super cool. A lot less taxing on everybody, and they get to enjoy the party.
Yep.
And the other part is we're going to try to make it into a scholarship where we can, not that we don't love helping our local organizations, but it's hard to pick and choose, and some people, you know,
There was hurt feelings.
there was
I'm sure.
hurt. There's hurt feelings, and we always go from but hey, just out of curiosity, why did you go with them and not us? And that's every year. But
And then you get small town politics.
yeah,
So.
yeah. So but yeah, and there is for real that, and
So-
and we don't, and all we want to do is help out. Like
We're going to help the children's.
yeah, that's people getting a little upset about it. I'm like, I just wanted to help.
See, my idea for I want to help like the bottom half. The kid that's going to a trade school or the kid that's trying to go to college, but your valedictorians and like your top 10%, they're going to try hard. They're going to get a lot because
Yeah,
they're top 10% because they try hard.
yeah.
I want the kid that's like,
No,
I'm trying just enough to get a good job so I'm not starving forever, right?
maybe I don't know. I mean,
kids-
that's that.
those
when-
kids
when you-
need love too.
When you go to like the SPCA or wherever to get a dog, do you take the one that's that's got one eye and he's flea ridden, or do you take the really pretty dog, the one that's I mean that's that hard. But
I think you know my answer, sir.
oh.
I only get the super high and competitive ones.
Yeah. No, I want to. Obviously, it was going to be somebody deserving of it, but I do like the idea of trade schools because I think college is a scam for the most part. Unless you're going to be an engineer or a doctor, there is very little use for 90% of the.
They only graduate like 3 people in Richards. We could do it like Oprah, like everyone look under your chairs.
You get a scholarship.
You get a scholarship.
And the joke is, I know I've got friends my age. All right, they're in their mid 40s and they're still paying back your college loan.
Yeah.
And then
mine was absolutely worthless. 100%. And then I needed it for the job I wanted at the time, but realistically, even once I got that job, pointless. They didn't care my GPA. They didn't care how I ranked. No. It was a box checked.
Yep. And then exactly. It's just my dad used to explain it. He'd rather have somebody with work experience, real world work experience. But he's like, all that college degree tells me is that somebody can stick with something for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's something.
Well, they told me, because I did a lot of our background investigations and stuff. And I was like, why do we require this? Because we're the only one that did, right?
Right.
And they said it is a high... You write better, you're a little better spoken because of it. It's one thing we look for. And it also is a high indicator that you can work independently.
Yeah. I can see that.
I get that.
Yeah. But trade school guy walks out of there at 20. He's been in 2 years making $100,000.
Absolutely.
And then, spin off, make his own business. And, we've got a ton of guys who shop here, and just their stories are really, really inspiring. But, they made that decision when they were 18 to, hey, what path's going to suit me better? And they chose wisely. Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Good for them.
What else? We need to talk about anything else?
Man, I smell lunch right now.
I do too. The taco smell is killing me.
There you go.
Well, cool. Well, let's wrap this up. Guys, we first of all want to thank all of our sponsors who made St. Porktrick Stay. Way too many for us to go through, but...
It wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for y'all.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. And
the event would have been as good. We wouldn't be able to donate as much as we are. It just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. This was a community event, and everybody pulled together. And like I said earlier, I couldn't be more proud. It makes... Just for me to be able to be a part of it is something pretty special, and I'm very thankful for. And guys, you guys out there listening, we appreciate this. If you're so bold and brave as to watch, hi, we'll make our backdrop better, I promise. And if you're wondering on the backdrop, this super expensive corrugated foam, if you could tell us what that is, if you could guess, probably couldn't. That is, and Jake laughed at me when I did this. That is the foam that comes inside of gun boxes.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of them for Thanksgiving, and we started pricing it. If you buy it as sound-deadening foam, it's expensive.
Super.
If you just buy like 50 AR-15s as your Black Friday promotion,
and take the foam out of the box and give them a gun case,
it's free.
It's free
ish.
So, but we appreciate y'all who are watching. Of course, you guys who are listening. Hey, so. Like we said, we got shut down on Facebook. There's not a lot of ways other than what we're trying right now to get the word out about us. If you like the show and you got friends or buddies or whoever that you think would enjoy it, please let them know.
Yeah, we're all over the place now.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, back on Facebook, X.
Kind of, yep. X is a new one. Used to be Twitter.
And we're researching some other ones. So realistically, if there's one that you frequent a lot that you think would be a great fit for us, like Threads or Truth or I don't know.
I mean, we're trying them
somebody
all.
Else. Just let us know. We'll try.
Anything new up and coming too. I mean,
holler at us. I mean,
why not? What else are we gonna do?
If we're learning this, we might as well learn the rest of them.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe we get a green screen here, and the whole time just have I don't know, unicorns and rainbows.
Oh heck yeah!
You could do your weather girl thing.
Whole friends coming in from the north.
Oh, that's a good idea. We can make that happen.
I like that.
Guys, we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you again for listening. Y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see you back here in a few days.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Circle Star Firearms and Outdoors podcast with your hosts Jake Coffin and Jason Westmoreland. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. New episodes drop every Monday, and catch up in between episodes on the Circle Star Minute every Friday. For more information, visit CircleStarFirearms.com, or better yet, come see our great new store at 6320 Highway 90 in Anderson, Texas. Until next time, safe shooting, folks.